I did a conference in John Haller's church in America several years ago. There was several hundred people, maybe a bit more, I'm not sure. But a lady stood up and asked a question during the Q&A time. When I was young people came to Bible conferences like this. Where were the young people? Only about a quarter of the people in there were under the age of 30. Yeah. About a third of them were senior citizens, the rest middle age. Yeah. And so I asked the camera crew, it was being live streamed, how many people were watching at that moment on internet live streaming. And he said some credible number, 98,000 or something. And I said, 98,000 people are watching this. Young people don't go to conferences anymore. They watch on the internet, and they're texting their friends. And did you hear what Jacob Prasch said? Did you hear what David Hawking did? That's what they do. We know from our own metrics, just from Moriel TV, Moriel YouTube, and what we do on Vimeo and Roku television, that 41% of our people that watch yours truly and the other people we have, 41% are in the 18 to 34 year age category. Okay, they account for that, okay. Additional 40, nearly 40%, about 35% are middle age and the rest are senior citizens. It's not, it's just a different, we live in a cybersphere now, it's just different, you know, it's not so bad as what you think. I don't like social media and stuff, but when you go on social media, things like Facebook and things like this and Twitter, you find out that there are 7,000 who didn't bow the knee to Baal. They're out there. They're out there. There's always going to be that 7,000. There's more than 7,000, obviously. They're out there. No, there's a new kind of church. People are meeting in homes if they can't find one, or they're planting an independent church, meeting down at the British Legion Hall or something like that. And then when there's a guest speaker, they come to conferences like this. The official statistics, church attendance is decreasing, it's decreasing, it's decreasing. That's true. It's dying a self-inflicted death. The water container is broken. But they have no way to gauge or measure people like us, people meeting in homes, people meeting in independent churches outside of the denominational systems. No way to do it. They don't see what the Holy Spirit is really doing. Building an underground church that will be able to stand in the last days. They don't see that. They have no way to measure it, and they're not supposed to be able to measure it. It's God's purpose that they can't measure it or define it. That's the way the early church was. It's out there. It's growing. But they've got cisterns that can hold water. So where do we go? What do you do? You know, in CMFI, I meet friends who are Pentecostal preachers and things, charismatic preachers, and they're pretty much people like me, John Anglers or Chris Hill or whoever. And they were all from, they were all in Assemblies of God or Elam or whatever they were in. And they realized that these movements are different movements who just have the same name and who hijacked the properties. They hijacked the real estate and took the name, but they're very different. They don't have the same beliefs as their fathers, as Abraham. They claim to be Abraham's children, but then they don't believe what Abraham believed, Jesus said. They don't believe what their founding fathers believed. Nope, they don't believe it at all. They plug the wells up. We can unplug them, but then they'll try to demand what's been unplugged. Dig another well. They think of themselves having some kind of religious cum divine right to usurp that. What do we do? Where do we go? We go to Rehoboth. We go to that place that God has ordained. We go to where He has given us a space. That's where we go. That's where we pitch our tents. And that's where we dig. It is there, and only there, that the living waters will flow. Amen. Let us go to Rehoboth. God bless.